So you're going to be mostly seeing like earth tone colors. You know, you're going to see brown, a bit of purple, a bit of yellow as well, orange, red, all that stuff, right? So not too bad. And you see that stuff right there? That little crazy aggressive looking stuff? That's fire coral. I'm going to talk about that in just a sec. So the thing is, we got two main types of coral around here. We got hard coral and we got soft coral, okay? So hard coral is going to be soft and kind of stagnant, you know, just like a rock. And then you got the soft stuff, which is, you know, kind of dangling, waving back at you in the ocean. So the thing is, for hard coral, you can see some around there. We got some brain coral, right? You see some right there, a big one right there. Yellow, spherical, got the brain on ridges on it. Looks like a brain, so we call it brain coral. We're pretty simple with our naming out here. Then, also, we got cauliflower coral, which is a bit similar to it. You know, it's like yellow, a little bit brighter yellow than the brain coral, but it's got like sort of just random bumps all over its body, just like a cauliflower. So hey, call it cauliflower coral. Then, as I said, we got fire coral. Now, fire coral, the thing is, right, this white tip is orange, looks like a fire, just hurts like a fire, right? If you go swimming around it, you might just kick up a few spores that are on his body, and you might just get a little bit of an itch going. That's the thing, right? It takes for about 20 to 30 minutes, so it's not too far. So the thing is, as long as you just be careful, you'll be alright. But I actually got hit by that stuff the other day, and oh man, that stuff is still not fun to this day. So yeah, just be careful, just be careful. Most of the stuff down here will cause you steam, all that sort of stuff, so just be careful, just all that good stuff. Now, also, you got some soft corals around here. You saw some earlier. You saw that stuff that looks kind of like brown cattails. Oh yeah, those are called sea rod, alright? Super common around here. And then you also have purple sea fan as well. So purple in the ocean looks like a fan, so we call it purple sea fan. So pretty cool. You see some down there as well. So the thing is, right, when the current moves, right, the purple sea fan can actually change the face of his fan and basically try and face the current as much as possible so they can get as much food as possible. Now, that kind of brings me on to my next question. Hey, are coral plants or animals, you guys? No one bit to biology, I guess. Okay, so the thing is, they are animals. But the thing is, I kind of call them plantimals because they're a mixture of the two. So the thing is, right, every single one of these coral has some way to filter feed, right? So if you look at like a sea rod, I should say, if you look at a sea rod, you might see like these little bits of like brown on them, right? Well, that's not just like fur or anything. That's literally its little miniature hands grabbing up microorganisms like phytoplankton and all that, bringing them into the body of the coral, and that's how they feed. It's pretty interesting, right? So those little hands are called polyps, but they actually sort of look like little mini sea anemones in a way. And yeah, if you get up close to one, okay, take a look at them. They actually look quite a lot like sea anemones. And there's like thousands of them all over their body. And every single one of these coral has some type of polyp on their body. Even these brain coral, like in between those ridges is where the polyps are. So they grab up microorganisms in between there. So, man, also another thing is, I bet you didn't know this, but actually coral go to sleep, right? So if you see a sea rod, that's looking kind of like purple, sort of naked. I see some right there. So if you see stuff that looks like that, that's not just being like dead or anything. That's basically it in a sleep state. So they'll wake up for 12 hours, sleep for 12 hours, wake up for 12 hours, so on and so forth. They have a better sleep schedule than me. And the thing is, right, is that, yeah, why exactly does a coral need to go to sleep when you're just standing around all day? I don't know. But hey, that's just nature for you, right? Pretty wild out here. Now, another thing, though, I'm explaining how they're all like animals and all that stuff, but they do have that plant aspect that I was talking about. So the thing is that every single one of these has a symbiotic relationship with a microorganism called zooxanthellae, another one for you. So a bit of a mouthful, but basically what it does is it photosynthesizes for the coral. So the thing is, what does symbiotic relationship even mean? It basically means that both the partners benefit in some way off of each other's efforts. So the thing is, right, the zooxanthellae, they benefit from the coral because the coral actually exerts carbon dioxide and water and all that stuff, which is what they need for photosynthesis. And also they get to live pretty close up to the top of the ocean. So yeah, they get as much sunlight as possible. Then the coral, they benefit from the zooxanthellae because yeah, not only are they getting extra food from the zooxanthellae, but also they get to stay, or actually no, they actually get their color from the zooxanthellae as well. So if you see like a sea rod that's brown zooxanthellae. If you see an orange sea or orange fire coral, that's orange zooxanthellae. Yellow brain coral, yellow zooxanthellae, so on and so forth, from every single other type of coral out there. So, oh, you see that fish right there? That's a Bermuda green right there, with the black dot right before its tail, and there's another one there as well. So, pretty crazy, right? But the thing is, people always think that, oh, trees are really the only things that can make it an option for us to survive and all that stuff. But no, guess what, you guys? Up to 50% of all of our oxygen is made by these coral right here. So they are very, very essential. So let's just say, right? Let's take a look. Like, you see that brain coral right there? Kind of about the size of a football, right? How long do you think it took a football-sized brain coral to get to that size? 50 years? A bit more than that.
Wow.
1,000? A little less than that. 100 to 150 years for one the size of a football to get to that size. So think of ones that are the size of a, like a beach ball or something like that. Those ones are like 300 years old at the minimum, right? So these things are some of the oldest living organisms in the ocean, honestly, in general, really, in the whole world. So the thing is, very, very old animals, so they need a lot of maintenance and lots of care, right? Because if we lose them, we're going to lose them for a long, long time. That's all I'm saying. So the thing is, right? Let's say you want to take a picture with a big old beach ball-sized gray coral, right? You want to get a cool photo, like a little selfie, and you put your hand on it. You come back in a week's time, your hand will be imprinted onto that brain coral, and it'll basically be dead at that point. So that's the thing, right? Literally just one touch from human skin is enough to kill a brain coral. So the thing is, you gotta be very, very careful when you go swimming around here. Because sometimes they'll do that. They might just do a little bit of damage to these brain coral, and basically they're just gonna be dying at that point, right? So that's the thing. They take a long, long time. Yeah, one touch, one little bit of damage to be the other one. They can have lots of temperature swings, lots of hurricanes, lots of storms, all that jazz. But the thing is, yeah, human interaction, not really the best one. Also, you're probably wondering how exactly are we going over all this stuff without touching a singular thing? Well, that's because this goes basically flowing right on top of the water like Jesus. So the thing is, right, this water here, we're probably only about like 6 to 7 feet down. So this one here is only about like a foot into the water. So we're basically like just inside the water. We're barely even in it. So the thing is, we can go over all this stuff and be A-okay. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. Any questions, you guys? No? Right, because we got some locals on this boat or something. Hey. Yeah, this is all sand right here. Yeah, all this stuff, all this great stuff around here. You see those little tubes, right? You might see like little like sand tubes sitting around here. Those are caused by sea cucumbers. And you might see some. I'll try and grab some today. But sea cucumbers are basically like a slug. They're basically like a little marine slug. Well, not even little. They're pretty big marine slugs. And what they do is, right, they just suck up sand. That's literally their whole purpose. They're just one giant intestine, kind of like my ex-girlfriend in a way. Now the thing is, right, is that with that sand, what they do with it is they secrete out as much algae as they can out of it, and then they poop it out the other end. That's literally it. And that's basically cleaning up the sand for us, alright? Pretty helpful. But why exactly is there algae in the sand, right? Probably wondering. Well, that's because we have a little fish around here called parrotfish. Have you guys heard of that? Parrotfish, yeah. You got these types around here. You got the midnight parrotfish, street-night parrotfish, and the rainbow. They're pretty big as well. Now, the thing is, not only are they like parrots because, yeah, they got a bit of color on them, they actually have a full-blown beak in their mouth. All those more common types of coral, they take a little less time. They take about 10 to 20 years to get to their average size. So, yeah, that's the thing, right? They all kind of vary in their growth and stuff. Kind of varies. And also, the substrate that they grow on can also change as well. So the thing is, right, like for example, this is not the shipwreck, but this is just a coral reef before. So the thing is, like, the thing with coral, sometimes if they grow on rock, they actually grow slower than if they were to grow on something like iron or something like that. So the thing is, once you get onto a shipwreck, you gotta recognize that, hey, there's a pretty big difference. Like, there's a lot more coral, a lot more fish going on around there, and that's the cool thing about it. It's actually basically like our own little artificial reef. So,
whoa. That's a lot.
This is it right here, alright? So, you see that big old porthole right there? You see that black and yellow fish? That's a sergeant major. And that little square there, that's an ash that goes inside the boat. And this boat here is actually called the HMS Vixen, alright? So the HMS Vixen, it was built back in 1864 by the British Navy, alright? And this boat here was actually the biggest warship of its time. It was 165 feet long. First to employ twin engines, it had 2 big old steam engines in it. And it was basically the first real modern warship, right? It had a full cast iron hull and all this jazz, right? Well, the thing is, it's pretty cool, it was pretty big, it was pretty neat, but it was also pretty heavy. So the thing is, the British Navy had a bit of trouble getting this thing to work properly. So the thing is, right, when it was going at full speed, by the way, this is like the left side of the boat right here, you're dropping down to the bottom here, you can see all these little fish here, you see those yellow tails as well down there. So the thing is, right, they wanted to make this boat a little bit faster because at the point that it was built, it was only going about 7 knots because of just how heavy it was. It had way too much stuff on it. So the thing is, it was going about 7 knots. And just to give you a point of reference, a Navy sailing ship at that point was going about 10 to 12 knots on a good day. So this thing was not catching anything. And the thing is, the whole purpose of this boat was pretty cool, right? It was literally to ram other ships. So at the front of the boat, when you do a little circle around the boat, you'll see that there's like a big old wedge up at the front of it that basically is meant to ram other boats, punch a hole in the water line, and sink them as fast and effectively as possible. Now the thing is, when you when you're going about 7 knots, why do you probably just tip over a coffee mug and that's it? So they wanted to say because they trash and their governors and all that stuff. So they brought it here. And they were like, hey, guys, check out this big neat boat, right? You can use it for propulsive events and all that stuff. You know, it's got all this bells and whistles on it. But we already knew this boat was way too slow to catch anything going faster than swimmer's pace. So we're like, hey, we're going to use it for something else, all right? So we brought it over to Dockyard, all right? We brought it over to Dockyard, and we know that our Irish convicts are still building that Dockyard as we go on there. And that's the reason why Dockyard is actually called Ireland Island, okay? Pretty cool. But the thing is, they're only there for a few years because, yeah, the Irish, they get a little antsy without the promise of liquor. So they lit the whole boat on fire. They had a little labor riot, a little mutiny, all that stuff. Lit the boat on fire and it actually sank right in the middle of Dockyard Harbor. So the thing is, yeah, it sank. But they built it up just enough so that it could float just a little bit more and then brought it over to this little spot here. Now why exactly this spot is specific? Well, that's because back in the day there was a channel that flowed through here that the U.S. Navy would use to bring over munitions and all that stuff. But the thing is, sometimes they'll have a Spanish boat trailing behind them trying to follow them in. So we wanted a little welcoming present for them. So we wanted to basically blow up this boat so that it would cause some damage to some Spanish ships. So the main plan was this, alright, just blow it up nice and evenly so it falls down to the bottom of this channel and so that I can do as much damage as possible without really being seen. Alright, that sounds easy enough, right? Well, the thing is though, we got this Bermudian demolitionist guy, and he had a bit of a different plan that day. He said, hey, I'm gonna just put all the explosives right in the middle of the boat, and I'm gonna just see what happens. Well, you can kind of take your guess what happened. But hey, basically karate chopped the whole boat down the middle, set the front of it up onto where that coral reef is today, the part of the bow that's peeping out of the ocean right there, and then set the rest of it flying 30 feet back into the very good artificial reef, I should say. So the thing is, as I said before, alright, that's a pretty good coral growth substrate. So the thing is, stuff like sea. Oh, you have to dry them up. Okay.
They dry up from water.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll start that shop here. Maybe I'll start selling some sea cucumbers. Hey, sounds like I could make a pretty buck, but hey, not too bad. But yeah, not too bad. And there's lots of pretty big ones around here too, so that's pretty cool. By the way, this is the right side of the boat. This is the back part of it. So as we come along here, you'll probably see a porthole in just a sec that goes straight down through the boat. Yeah, you see a hatch right there, and then here's another hatch as well. You see this big circle, or big square, I should say. So it goes straight inside the boat. Now you're probably wondering what's inside the boat nowadays. Well, hey, nowadays it's actually a big old 120 plus pound grouper lives inside this boat, and also a moray eel lives down here too. So yeah, that stuff inspired aliens, so I'm never going down in there. And then yeah, we're just going over the big gap that's in between the back of the boat that we were just looking at and the front of the boat, which we're going to probably see in just a second.
That's it, guys. This is sick dope. Go back real quick.
Hope you enjoyed today's vid.